Good morning. It is currently 6:30, I believe, and the surgery is at 7:30. I had a really bad headache yesterday, so I ate Advil around 8 or 9 o'clock and I went to sleep. Oh, didn't see you there. Well, I just wanted to pop in here and let you guys know what we're going to be doing for this video. And I know most of you are probably going to be coming from my Instagram, and if you have kept up to date on my Instagram stories, you know that I've had a surgery recently, and the most top question has been, what was the surgery for? Because I did not disclose that information on Instagram yet, just because I wanted to save it for this video. I was diagnosed with a benign tumor in my right breast, and that is what was removed. There's an official term for it. I'm gonna leave it like right here, but lumpectomy, something like that, but that's an official word. In this video, we're gonna do a get ready with me and surgery vlog, where you're going to see clips of my surgery vlog, and along with that, I'm just gonna do a get ready with me. I'm gonna be doing my makeup, and along the way, I'm just gonna be talking about it, what was going on at that time, how I was feeling, and what was happening, and just the whole gist of everything. I'm gonna let you guys go back to the surgery video, and in the meantime, I'm gonna continue doing my makeup, and once that's over, I'll continue talking about what was happening at that time, and yeah, just everything. So I'll see you guys later. Also wanted to give you guys a disclaimer that my room is being renovated currently, so I am in my mom's room, and our house is by a street, so that means there's cars and a bunch of honking, and then kids on the sidewalk and people just talking very loudly. So, and then also it's the first day of a really hot summer day, so my dad did not put ACs in the room yet, so I have a fan going up, and then I have another fan that's on the bed that you might just see right there in the mirror. So if you hear sounds, I really do apologize for that. Yeah, I'm really nervous as to what's gonna happen. It's a one hour quick surgery, and yeah, let's see how it goes. I do not enjoy the feeling of foundation on my lips while I'm applying it. I always take it off while I do it. I was using the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation, SPF 15. We love that. It's full cover, oil-free, shine control in the shade W036 Warm Sand. I was diagnosed with fibroadenoma. I don't know how to say that name either. I'll put it right here. So I was diagnosed with that the beginning of Ramadan this year on April, I don't know, it was the third day of Ramadan, and that's when I got it checked out by, I went to a breast surgeon, and that's when you saw. So I'm gonna actually rewind and actually go back to 2019 when I first saw it or felt it, So it was 2019, the beginning of 2019, when I first felt like a little ball in my right breast, and I didn't think much of it, but I felt my left and I felt my right, and I was like, whatever I'm feeling in my right, I'm not feeling in my left. And then I just kept comparing, and I wasn't scared at all. I was very confused. I was just like, this is weird. And then a couple days later, it just went away. And I think that is one of the reasons why I wasn't that scared, because it wasn't consistent. It just would come and go. At one point, I decided, let me start monitoring it, because it was not consistent. It would come and go, and I was like, before I book an appointment with my primary, let me just figure out what I'm feeling, because it was just the first time. So as like a month or two go by, I noticed that it would only come when I was on my menstrual cycle. So probably like before my menstrual cycle would come, like 2 or 3 days before, it would pop up, and then during the course of 6-7 days, it would be there. And then after the cycle finished, about like 2 days later, it would go away and I would not feel anything. So in April, I booked an appointment for my primary. I met with my primary, and I was just telling her like, hey, this is how I feel, and it would come and go. It's not consistent. There's no pain, there's no uncomfortableness. It's just nothing, it's just there, and I just noticed it. I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go to her on the day where I'm actually feeling it, so she'll be able to feel it as well. So I go, and she's feeling it, and she's like, oh, okay. While she was checking my breast, she didn't have a face that was quite alarmed. She was just feeling it, and she was like, oh, okay, this seems pretty small. Oh wow, as she's feeling it, she's like, oh, this is tiny. And I'm like, yeah, it's like a really tiny ball. And then she sits me down and she's like, honestly, young girls, they feel this stuff, especially on their menstrual cycle. She was like, you know what, when a woman is on her cycle, even before or after, her breast starts to feel tender, they're like a little sore. During our cycle or period, your tissue in the breast, they tighten and soften, and that's what maybe it is. But I'll just for the peace of mind and just to kind of see what's happening, she set me up for a sonogram for June. It was like in the middle of June. Did I say in the I'm not sure if I told you guys if I met her in April, but let me correct it. I think I met her in May, because it was a month after, and then a month after I went to Pakistan. So that is the reason why I wasn't able to go to the sonogram. So I still had a couple days left till I had to go get a sonogram. But in the beginning of June, that's when I decided I'm gonna get married this year. We all decided we're gonna be going to Pakistan in July. It was the middle of June, and I had to get my visa. So the day of the appointment for my sonogram, I went and did my visa instead, because you know, priorities. My priorities are messed up. In December, I felt a little bigger kind of circle, I want to say, like really subconsciously. If I really go deep into it, I really feel like that little circle kind of sort of grew a little bit. And then I felt it again, and I was like, oh yeah, you know what, I gotta go. Like, it just kind of light bulb moment. I was like, oh yeah, I have to go. I called the office, and I don't know what happened, but I ended up ending the call. And then a few days later, I was like, wait, let me just go to Pakistan, because it was my last year of senior year for fashion design school, and I had to do a thesis, and I really wanted to just do something for Pakistan. So I was like, this is the perfect time. For January, I'm not only going to see Mota, because you know, it has been like 3 or 4 months since I saw him, since I came back from the wedding, and I really just kind of felt so sad. So I was like, you know what, this is the perfect time. I'm gonna go do my thesis and I meet him, and that's gonna be fun. And then in February, I came back in 2020. And when I first came back, that's when we were first hearing of like this whole COVID thing. So even when I first came back in February, the security guard with like the border protection thing, they were asking me like, have you ever been to China? Have you ever been to like these countries? Because that's where like the COVID was like high at the moment. So they were asking me all these questions, and I said, no, I haven't been, I've just been to Pakistan. And there were 0 cases there right now. So they let me in, they saw my temperature at the same time, and then they let me in. And I came in right in the first week of my semester. So I wasn't even thinking about this, you know, benign tumor. I wasn't even thinking about what was happening. I was just like, I gotta get into class, because it's the first week. I was off from senior year. I had no problems at all. Again, no pain, no discomfort, nothing that was like alarming for me to say, let's just go to the doctor and see what it is. And plus I forgot about it because I didn't feel it. And then slowly I started feeling it again, and that's where I was like, oh yeah, I have to go do the sonogram. So I was about to go. I know it's like a whole bunch of excuses, but I was about to go, but then all of a sudden COVID hit, and the entire 2020 we were home. The year of 2021 I decided to go to Pakistan again, and it was in May. So from May to I believe September, I was there. And when I came back, honestly, no pain. And even my husband Mota, he was telling me, you have to get the appointment, you have to go check it out. Because when we first got married, I told him about this, and he was like, you know, when you go back, you have to go get it checked out and see what it is. It's always better to be safe than sorry. So I was like, yeah, you're right. didn't listen to him since 2019. I haven't been listening to him. So then I came back in 2020 in September, and again, September, October, November, December, no pain, no discomfort, nothing to alarm me. And then January, February, and March, the worst 3 months ever. I didn't even realize when it grew, but one day I just felt it, and it was so big. It felt like it was overnight. And the worst part is I was accommodating it. I was like, oh, you don't want to sleep on the right side? It hurts you? I'll sleep on the left side. Bras with wires? Fine, I'll just take the wires out. So all the bras I had, I would take wires out. I was accommodating that piece of crap. I don't know what happened. One day I went to go sleep on my right. I was like, you know what? I've had enough. I'm making the appointment because at this point it was kind of big. I would feel it. I set up an appointment with my primary, and you know that 2019 alarm face that I was talking about that she didn't make? Well, she made it this time. She was like, oh wow, this is quite big. So at the last week of March, I did my sonogram. I waited, and then I got a call from my primary provider. And so according to your results, there is a mass there. It's a suspicious mass, and it's quite big. It is 7 centimeters long, 4 centimeters thick, and 4 centimeters in height. We have to set you up an appointment with the breast surgeon, and then he's going to evaluate or send you up for a biopsy, which is recommended, and then we're going to see what's going on and then treat it accordingly. Well, I got an appointment for in the beginning of April. It was the 3rd day of Ramadan, and I went. So it was right after work. So right after work, I went to the radiologist department, and then I picked up my report and my CD or whatever it was that had all the information, and then I went straight to him, which was on my day 3 vlog for Ramadan. He evaluated me, and as he told me to raise my arm, I rose my arm, and he was feeling me, and he said, okay, for like 15 seconds, 30 seconds is all he was saying. Okay, can you turn to the left? I was like, okay. I was alone at this doctor's office, so whatever news I was about to get, I had to brace myself for it. And he said, you have a benign tumor. I was like, oh, I thought it was a cyst. He was like, if it was a cyst, I would have drained it out right now. But it's a benign tumor because it's solid, it's hard, and I am 99.9% sure that it's not cancer, so you have nothing to worry about. It's benign. But I promise you, when he said benign tumor, I didn't even hear the word benign. Like, I heard it, but I didn't hear it. I didn't register it. All I heard was tumor. It's something that you can live with. It's benign tumor. A lot of girls have it and they live with it. But my recommendation is to take it out because it's so big and it's not going to shrink anytime soon. It's going to just keep growing because I'm 23 and I have a lot of hormones, and my hormones are at like all-time high. So he suggested it's just a quick surgery. It's a 1-hour surgery. It's called a lumpectomy. Again, putting it right here. And it's going to be very quick. It's going to be 1 hour. We're going to take it out and that's it. And he said, I can put you in for next week. I said, hold up, sir. I was like, this guy's fast. I was like, this is not it. And he said, I'm going to put you down for May 12th. And if you don't want the surgery, you can let me know. But I'm going to have you on my calendar. You have nothing to worry about. And yeah, and then I just went home. I called my dad, and my dad came to pick me up. And that's how I found out. And then the entire month just went exactly like this. I asked everyone around me. I work at an orthopedic office, so I even asked him. And I asked him like, hey, I have this. Do you have any recommendations? What should I do? What's your suggestion? He said, my wife has this as well. She's living with it right now, but my wife is quite old, and whatever, like the benign tumor that she had, it shrunk. But I do suggest just leaving it, not touching it, whatever. And then I told him the size, the whole 7 centimeters long, 4 centimeters height, 4 centimeters thick. And he said, oh, as soon as I told him the size, he was like, oh, that's big. You should take it out. And yeah, he said it's a quick recovery time, and he made me feel more at ease to have something like this. And nobody, like, alhamdulillah, no one in my family has this. No one has cancer, breast cancer, like, alhamdulillah, like knock on wood, nobody has this. I was the only one that knew what I was going through. Now I'm gonna do my eye makeup, and I'm gonna let you guys go see the video that I was making while I was at the Gramercy Center. And yeah, so you're gonna see, I think I had like my gown on and my cap and everything, and then I think I had my IV on it as well. Yeah, and I was just waiting for the surgeon because the surgeon was stuck in another surgery before me. So yeah, you guys do that. I'm gonna do my eye makeup, and then we're gonna meet after. I'm just waiting for the doctor to finish another surgery, and then I will be having my own. And also, I just want to take a moment and say, ladies, get your mammograms, get your sonograms. As I said in my 2022 post, this is the year to make your doctor appointments. Make them, don't delay. And I'm just really happy that, you know, whatever like I was diagnosed with, it wasn't scary. I'm done with my eye look, and if you guys want to know any of the products that I've used throughout the video, whether it's my face or my eyes, I'll definitely have everything linked below in the description box. And in the future, I will do a more in-depth makeup tutorial so you know how I do my makeup, whether it's a full glam look or a soft glam look or my everyday makeup look. When I first sat there, they like did my blood pressure and my heartbeat, and one of the nurses was like, your heartbeat is really high, like, is it normally that high? I was like, no. And then the other one said like, oh, are you nervous? I was like, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. And she's like, okay, no problem. Before the surgery, we're gonna retake the heartbeat to see how it is and if it has like lowered or anything. And so then two of the nurses say, oh, we're ready for the surgery. And then they actually, one of the nurses just takes my phone and she's like, I'll put it in the locker for you. And I was like, oh, I just wanted to take a video while we're going into the room. Can I not do that? She's like, no, no cameras allowed. I was like, just gave the phone to her. And when I was going, it was like literally a Grey's Anatomy scene. It had like this really big blue bed, and it had these arm kind of rests that they made me like lay down and put my arms out like this. And then again, the nurse asked me like, oh, what is your name, what's your date of birth, and what are you having the surgery for? And then I said my name is Sunnis and the date of birth, and then I told her that what my surgery is for. She's like, is it the left side or the right side? Can you move your arm to tell me what side it is? And I was like, this side. And then she goes, okay, so now slowly just take out the hand and expose the right breast so that they can begin the surgery from there. And then before we went in, the lady, one of the nurses was like, it's gonna be really cold, so just brace yourself. And I was like, oh, okay, but I wasn't expecting much. I thought it was, you know, when I am like a little bit naked, so obviously it is gonna be cold. But when I got there, it was so cold. I was like, oh, I was like freezing. So then the nurse put like one blanket on me, and then she put like a thermal one, and then she put on another blanket, and then she put this machine on where like it pumps my legs, so while I'm like unconscious and I'm like sleeping, the blood will just keep circulating my body. And that kind of felt a little warm. It was just kept pushing, like even when I was awake it was doing it. I asked her like, oh, is my heartbeat normal? Because I know it was a little high before, and then she's like, it is normal, but I'm not the one that's you're supposed to be asking. You're supposed to ask the guy behind you. And I said, oh, okay. And then I looked back and it's the anesthesia guy, and I was like, oh, hey. And he goes, hi, your heartbeat's normal, it's good. I was like, okay, cool. And then they put this mask on me, which I kind of knew that they were gonna put me to sleep through that. And he said, just count to 10, and I was counting, and then he was like, okay, now I'm gonna put the anesthesia through and you're gonna go to sleep. I was like, I knew this guy's gonna put me to sleep now, so you know what, I'm gonna read Pala Kalma. So I started reading my Pala Kalma. I was like, Pala Kalma tayyib tayyib manapag, and I would just go to sleep. I was like, if I die, I read my Kalma, and I was like, la la la. I read the whole thing. I was like, if I die today, I read it. So, and then that's what happened. And then I went to sleep, and the surgery took about an hour and a half, I was told, and I was actually asleep for 2 hours. So as soon as I woke up, I saw a nurse. He was like, you're awake, with like the biggest smile ever. And you know how those people, there's like two types of people in the morning. One is like really excited, and one is like really grouchy and like sleepy. I was a grouchy one, and he was like one of those like really happy ones, and you're just looking at them and you're like, it's too early for this. The nurse kept going outside within those 2 hours and kept telling my parents like, oh, she's still asleep, the surgery went fine. And then the second time he went, he was like, oh, she's still asleep but she's fine. And my dad was like, wake her up, she can go to sleep at home, because I was knocked out for about 2.5 hours. After that, he left me alone for like 10 to 15 minutes, and that's where I took this video that I'm going to show you. And I just kind of like, I don't know what I was talking about. I was like sleepy and I don't even remember taking the video, but here you go. I'm out of surgery and I didn't feel anything. I just have a little sore throat and I have a little bit of pain. But they said that my vitals and everything was good. They gave me cracker and water. The crackers were surprisingly good. The anesthesia is still wearing off a little bit. So I'll see you guys later. I did my lips, and again, if you want to know any of the products I use, I will have it linked below in the description box. And also, I'm actually loving this makeup look, so I'm going to do a more in-depth makeup tutorial on TikTok as well. So I'll have that listed below in the description box of all my social media accounts. I know most of you are coming from my Instagram, but if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, definitely subscribe. While we were headed back, they said no solid foods, only like, you know, soups and stuff like that. And what is the first thing that I do? I go and eat a McFlurry. I ate a McFlurry, I had medium fries from McDonald's, and that's my first post-surgery meal. And now I am gonna let you guys see the day 1, day 2. I have to put a filter on because I look rough, so I'm sorry. But this is the day 1 of post-op, and I'm in a little bit of pain. I can't get up myself, and my mom just gave me, I think in the last clip you'll see, watermelon and kiwi. They told me to put a heating pad on for it to kind of feel a little better. They didn't give me any antibiotics because they said that I don't need any, which is kind of weird because like for an infection you're supposed to give it. But also, what else? Yeah, I declined narcotics. They told me, do you want any like heavy pain medications? I said no, because I have a high pain tolerance, so I can like deal with it. They said for now just eat Advil and stuff, and if you feel a lot more pain, just let us know. So yeah, let's see how day 2 is. For now, this is how it is. No excessive pain. The doctor was like, there's some people that have so much pain, and then there's some that don't have pain at all and go to work the next day. Yeah, I'm one of those people that is in so much pain. I had my surgery May 12 and it's May 22, so I think it's like a full 10 days. And so far, a couple days ago, probably like day 2, it was like really black and blue around it, and I didn't know why. And then I asked my the doctor that I work with, and he was like, oh, maybe it's just probably bruising. I had my surgery on Thursday, and then on Saturday, Dr. Sundeep's assistant called me just to check up on me, and that's when I told her that there's like a lot of bruising around. I mean, I didn't use the word bruising. I said there's a lot of black, like it's really dark around the surgery site. And she's like, oh, that's normal. That's probably just bruising. Give it a couple days, and it's gonna start turning blue and then yellow, and just like the whole bruising process. And now when I look back on it, a couple days ago it turned really yellow, and now it's like gone, and I don't have pain at all anymore. Like today I'm sitting here, no pain, no discomfort. I still can't wear wired bras. I have my appointment on June 6th for a follow-up, and let's see what he says. I'll keep you guys updated, but I'm not gonna do probably a full video on it on YouTube. I'll just keep you guys updated on my Instagram. So if you just follow me on YouTube and you don't follow me on Instagram, head over to my Instagram and follow me there as well. There are like strips on it. He first put like a white pad on top where he's like, you can take it off after 2 days, which is on a Saturday. And when you take it out, there's gonna be like tape looking like strips. Don't take those out. When you just continuously shower, and they'll just kind of like wear off. Like, don't like pull on them, because underneath them there are stitches. So yeah, those are still intact. It's like 10 days from the surgery day now, and they're still intact. They haven't fallen. I've showered like pretty much every day since Saturday. They're still there. One of the biggest things I want you guys to do is take from this video is just to make that doctor's appointment and get ahead of whatever it is. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.